There was some shot.
As schools across America near the end of the academic year,
Shots fired. More shots fired, additional shots fired.
it has happened again. The recognizable dispatch audio.
They're having a shooting at the high school, have an officer down, shooter not in custody.
The familiar images of loved ones clinging to one another.
I've always kind of felt like eventually it was going to happen here too. I wasn't surprised, I was just scared.
This time in the small town of Santa Fe, Texas, located just 30 miles southeast of Houston.
I didn't know what to think. I shouldn't be going through this at my school. Like, this is my daily life. I shouldn't have to feel like that. And I feel scared to even go back.
It was nothing I would ever want another person to have to see. It was horrible.
10 people are dead, 9 students and a teacher's aide. At least 10 others wounded after a gunman opened fire in Santa Fe High School.
The reason I see that this keeps happening, and we can expect it to keep happening, is because our schools are not protected in the way that it should be.
This is the 22nd school shooting this year where someone was killed or injured. The suspect, 17-year-old Demetrius Pagorchis, in jail tonight, charged with capital murder. Another person of interest has also been detained. The students at Santa Fe High School had just started the school day when a fire alarm rang out.
When I first heard the shots, I thought it was just like fire, because like the fire drill went off. I thought it was like the fire popping or something.
Well, I thought maybe it was just like, popping of something, like an explosion or something. So I was like, whatever. But then when I heard the next 4 shots, I was like, no, it's not an explosion. That's, gunshots.
Police say the suspect enters the school's art room and opens fire.
He's actually shooting. He's in the art room. We got shots fired right now, guys.
Freshman Peter Matuza describes the callous actions of the shooter as he hid underneath a table.
I looked up between the legs of a chair and he locked eyes with me.
You made eye contact.
I did make eye contact with him, and he had a face of rage. He was mad. Why, I don't know. He first opened fire with a shotgun in which he shot one of my other friends in the head, and her body fell down not too far away from where I was under the table. That is when he turned like this and opened fire with the revolver.
So he had 2 guns?
He had 2 guns, yes, sir. A sawed-off shotgun and then a revolver. And students were running around screaming. One kid flipped a table up just for cover.
Everybody just started running outside, and next thing you know, everybody looks, and you hear boom, 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 and I just ran as fast as I could to the nearest forest so I could hide. And I called my mom.
A call many of those would make in those immediate moments of terror.
As soon as I heard the shots, I called my mom. I told her, Mom, there are gunshots. I heard 4 shots. And it was it was real. It was real this time. It wasn't real last time.
Paige's mom describing how she kept her daughter on the line, trying to keep her calm.
She said, Mom, there's shots. I immediately turned around. I said, I'm coming. I stayed on the phone with her the whole time and just kept talking to her, kept telling her to stay calm, stay quiet, until the police finally let her out.
Police and paramedics responding to the scene within minutes.
Officer down.
With the suspect still on the loose.
He has coverage on the outside. We believe he's barricaded inside.
Everybody needs to clear out this way.
Teachers ushering students away from the scene.
Clear out this way.
As students line up outside, police began their search, having them empty their backpacks on the ground. By 9 a.m., the suspect had surrendered, but the danger was not over.
There have been explosive devices found in the high school.
There are 2 weapons. One was a shotgun, and the other is a .38 revolver. Neither of these weapons were owned or legally possessed by the shooter. It's my information that both of these weapons were obtained by the shooter from his father.
You limited the amount of casualties just based on the type of weapons this young man used, but you still had 10 deaths. It's shocking that we can't create an environment in our schools that are safe.
Authorities say that even more explosives were discovered at the suspect's home.
One was a CO2 device, another was a Molotov cocktail, and there are various other types of explosive devices that have been identified both in a home as well as in a vehicle.
The suspect was a junior at Santa Fe High School who had even been on the honor roll, and authorities say no prior criminal record.
His slate is pretty clean, and so there simply were not the same type of warning signs.
But just last month, he posted this photo of a T-shirt with the slogan, "Born to Kill."
I'm sure there were a ton of warning signs that were missed. Kids this age, they talk online, they talk to other schoolmates. My guess is that information that he was going to commit an act like this is out there.
Today, the governor saying authorities confiscated the suspect's cell phone and computer containing journals.
He's going to talk about doing this, and he's going to talk about planning it, and he's probably also going to talk why he's so mad and why he feels justified in his own mind.
Pogorczyk has been charged with capital murder and is being held without bail.
Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir. Because he is a minor, he will not face the death penalty. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who during his 3 years in office has addressed the nation after 3 mass shootings, today promising that this time will be the last.
It's time in Texas that we take action to step up and make sure this tragedy is never repeated ever again in the history of the state of Texas. So, beginning immediately, I'm going to be working with members of the Texas legislature, but also members of our communities across the entire state of Texas to begin to work immediately on swift solutions to prevent tragedies like this from ever happening again.
This has been going on too long in our country, too many years, too many decades now. We grieve for the terrible loss of life.
This morning, the president responding swiftly.
Everyone must work together at every level of government to keep our children safe. May God heal the injured, and may God comfort the wounded, and may God be with the victims and with the victims' families. Very sad day. Very, very sad.
5 months into 2018, nearly twice as many people have been killed in school this year than have been killed serving in the military. Just last month, some of the students at Santa Fe High School participating in the National School Walkout to end gun violence, marking 17 minutes of silence for those killed in the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. The 2 schools, more than 1,000 miles apart, now share a tragic bond. This morning, one Parkland student tweeting, "I should be celebrating my last day of high school, but instead, my heart is broken to hear the tragedy at Santa Fe. We cannot let this continue to be the norm. We cannot." And Parkland senior turned activist Emma Gonzalez saying, "Santa Fe High, you didn't deserve this. You deserve peace all of your lives. After supporting us by walking out, we will be there to support you by raising up your voices." Just over 3 months ago, a gunman armed with an AR-15 rifle opened fire inside the freshman building at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, killing 17. The students, determined not to let this happen again, started a movement.
What I wish people would know is that this is something that people cannot get used to. This is something that we can't let keep happening.
Never again was their rallying cry.
96 people die every day from guns in our country.
As students like David, along with hundreds of thousands, descended on Washington on March 24th.
It seemed like the crowd of people never ended. I tried with a selfie stick to try and see if I could see where it ended, and I still couldn't.
No more. And yet tonight, in Santa Fe, Texas, reality is setting in.
Please rise and remove your caps.
The Houston Astros holding a moment of silence and flying a Texas flag at half-staff tonight at Minute Maid Park. Community members coming together for a vigil, remembering the 10 lives lost, among them an art room teacher's aide and an exchange student from Pakistan. With the senior class set to graduate in 2 weeks, a time marked by celebrations now tainted by a heinous crime as they remember the lives of those taken too soon. For Nightline, I'm Marcus Moore in Santa Fe, Texas.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.